You've watched it happen, and it burned in a place you never admitted to anyone. That moment when she looked at another man, not the smartest guy in the room, not the richest, not even the one trying the hardest, and something in her lit up instantly. A spark she never showed you, a softness she never gave you, a desire she couldn't hide, even if she tried. And you stood there, pretending you didn't notice, pretending it didn't cut you open. But it did. Because deep down you asked yourself the one question every man fears. Why him? Why not me? You replayed it in your head, searching for what he had that you didn't. Better looks, better money, better game? But none of those answers ever felt right. And that's because the truth is darker than you think. She didn't choose him consciously. Her body reacted before her mind even formed a thought. Her biology recognized something in him, something ancient, something raw, something she could never explain out loud. And that primitive trigger flipped. Not for you, but for him. The pain you felt wasn't insecurity. It was instinct telling you the truth. Desire isn't logical. It isn't fair. It isn't earned. It's biological selection happening right in front of you. And until you understand what her body was responding to, what that man awakened in her without saying a word, you'll keep losing a game you didn't even know you were playing. Tonight, we expose that trigger. The one thing that makes her want a specific man instantly and ignore everyone else. Men grow up believing a story that was designed to keep them confused, a story that sounds comforting, logical, even noble, but destroys them quietly from the inside. You were told women choose based on personality, kindness, respect, emotional safety. You were told if you're a good man, if you're stable, if you treat her well, you'll be chosen. So you spent years polishing the parts of yourself you thought mattered, your manners, your loyalty, your generosity, believing these traits would set you apart. And then reality hit you like a punch to the throat. You watched women chase men who didn't treat them half as well as you would. Men who didn't care. Men who didn't try. Men who didn't fit her standards at all. You watched her abandon logic, abandon compatibility, abandon every rule she claimed to follow, just to be near a man who didn't deserve her on paper. And in that moment, something in you cracked. Because you realized the story you were told wasn't the truth. It was a trap. The lie men believe is that attraction is earned. That if you work harder, she'll want you. That if you prove yourself enough, she'll see your value. But desire doesn't work like that. Desire isn't a reward. Desire isn't a moral judgment. Desire isn't something she decides after evaluating your qualities like a resume. Desire happens before all of that. In the first seconds, in the first impression, in the first unconscious read her body takes of you. And when her primitive brain doesn't react, nothing you do afterward can create that reaction. That's why it hurts so deeply, because you weren't rejected for who you are. You were invisible from the start, not because you lacked value, but because you triggered nothing in her biology. You were playing a social game while she was obeying an evolutionary instinct. And no one told you the rules. No one told you that women don't respond to effort. They respond to instinctive signals. Her body picks up long before she understands why she feels drawn to a man. So you kept trying harder, giving more, proving more, all while competing with men who did nothing except exist in a way her subconscious couldn't ignore. That is the lie. And until you break it, you'll keep losing battles that were never about worth. Only biology. Subscribe now and stay with this journey. You're here for a reason. Don't stop at understanding the trigger. Follow the series and step into the version of yourself her instincts can't ignore. To understand why her desire ignores everything you were taught, you have to stop looking at women through the lens of modern society and start seeing them the way nature made them. Because female attraction does not begin where you think it does. It doesn't start in the part of her mind that talks, reasons, and plans. It begins in the ancient circuitry buried underneath all of that. The reptilian and limbic layers of her brain, the ones that evolved long before civilization, romance, or conscious choice. This part of her brain doesn't understand kindness or compatibility. It doesn't care about stability or effort. It only cares about one thing: survival. And everything in her body, everything in her instincts, everything in her unconscious responses is designed to determine one question as quickly as possible. Is this the kind of man my body wants near me, or the kind of man my lineage must avoid? Her face may smile, her words may stay polite, but underneath all that, her primitive brain is scanning you with brutal efficiency, scanning your posture, scanning your stillness, scanning your eyes to see if they're controlled or chaotic, scanning the weight of your presence. Does it feel grounded or needy? Scanning your voice. Does it vibrate with certainty or hesitation? Scanning whether your attention is deliberate or desperate. These micro signals tell her nervous system everything it needs to know before her conscious mind even notices you. Women evolved under pressure, danger, uncertainty. The wrong man didn't just break their heart, he could destroy their future, their safety, their bloodline. So nature shaped a system that makes decisions instantly, automatically, without her permission. That's why a woman can tell herself she likes nice guys, polite guys, stable guys, but feel a jolt of desire around a man who moves with a certain slowness, a certain self-control, a certain unspoken dominance. Her ancient brain recognizes something her modern mind can't articulate, something she has no language for, something that bypasses her logic completely. And that is where desire really begins. Not in conversation, not in compatibility, not in conscious thought, but in the oldest machinery of her biology. The machinery designed to select the man who affects her on a level she can't fake, can't fight, and can't fully understand. Once you understand that desire starts in her primitive brain, you finally see why certain men trigger an instant, uncontrollable reaction in her body. It's not luck. It's not timing. It's not charm. It's biology responding to a very specific pattern, a pattern carved into her instincts long before she was born. There are 4 elements that flip this dark trigger inside her, and once you embody them, her attraction stops being a mystery and becomes something predictable, almost inevitable. The first element is presence. Not the loud, attention-seeking presence most men fake, but the grounded stillness only a self-assured man carries. A man whose energy enters the space before his words do. When you stand without fidgeting, when you speak without rushing, when your attention is quiet instead of hungry, her nervous system reads you as a man fully in control of himself. That alone softens something deep in her. Because presence signals power. Power that doesn't need to announce itself. The second element is direction. Women are wired to respond to men who move with intention. A man who knows what he wants, who doesn't seek permission to desire, who doesn't second-guess his impulses, awakens something in her that logic can't shut down. Direction is not dominance, it's certainty. And certainty is one of the rarest, most erotic signals a woman's primitive brain can detect. The third element is resistance to approval. Most men crumble for validation. They chase praise, affection, reassurance. But the man who doesn't, who stays centered whether she approves or not, activates a deep biological response in her. Because a man who doesn't seek acceptance reads as a man with options, with standards, with value. He becomes a psychological challenge, and challenges trigger dopamine, curiosity, and pursuit. The fourth and most dangerous element is controlled unpredictability. Not chaos, not volatility, but the subtle tension of a man she can't fully predict, a man who's calm, yet capable of surprise, steady, yet not boring, warm, yet not available on command. This unpredictability activates adrenaline in her system, the same chemical that amplifies desire. When she can't fully read you, she feels alive around you. These four elements combine to create the dark trigger, an internal recognition her body feels before she can resist it. This is why she wants one man instantly and overlooks another completely. Not because he's better, but because his existence speaks directly to the part of her biology built to surrender. This is the part most men refuse to face because it shatters everything they were taught to believe about attraction. Nice guys fail not because they lack value, but because they offer the wrong kind of value. They show safety without tension, kindness without edge, predictability without depth. And while those traits make them great friends, reliable partners, even ideal long-term providers, none of them activate the primitive trigger inside a woman's body. Because the primitive brain isn't searching for comfort first. It's searching for intensity, for emotional gravity, for the subtle danger that makes her feel awake in your presence. Nice guys remove all the tension she needs in order to feel desire. They're easy to read, easy to predict, easy to soothe. There's no mystery, no spark, no rise of adrenaline. Her ancient brain recognizes them as safe, but harmless. And harmless has never been attractive. Meanwhile, the men women desire instantly aren't bad boys or toxic archetypes. They are men who can generate emotional impact. Men who carry that controlled unpredictability you just learned about. Men whose presence shifts the air, whose silence has weight, whose attention feels like a spotlight that exposes her and excites her at the same time. These men are labeled dangerous not because they harm women, but because they have the power to move them, emotionally, psychologically, hormonally. They carry the tension nice guys avoid. They don't chase approval, so their validation hits harder. They don't soften themselves to be liked, so their desire feels sharper. They don't apologize for their masculinity, so their presence feels alive. And the cruel twist? Women often can't explain this themselves. They'll tell you they want a gentle, predictable, endlessly patient man. But their biology contradicts every word. Their bodies crave the man who makes them feel something uncontrollable. The man whose energy they can't fully manage. The man who introduces just enough danger to bypass their filters and speak directly to their instincts. Nice guys fail because they try to win her mind. Dangerous men win because they awaken her body. And until a man understands this divide, until he learns how to embody steadiness with tension, kindness with power, safety with unpredictability, he will continue losing to men who don't do more. They simply trigger more. And here's the part that even women themselves don't fully understand. The part they feel but can't explain. The part they deny even as their bodies obey it. Her attraction to certain men isn't a conscious choice. It isn't a preference. It isn't a personality type. It's an evolutionary reflex carved into her DNA long before she ever existed. For thousands of years, a woman's survival depended on choosing the right man. Not the nicest, not the most polite, not the one who adored her the most, but the one whose presence signaled strength, stability, and emotional impact. The man who could protect, provide, and lead. Not because she was weak, but because the world around her was brutal. And even though the world has changed, her biology hasn't. Modern women live in apartments, drive cars, and use smartphones. But their instincts were shaped in a world of danger, predators, scarcity, and survival. When she feels drawn to a man instantly, it's because her ancient brain detected something. The capacity to influence her emotions, the ability to handle pressure, the steadiness to remain unmoved in chaos. She doesn't choose him. Her lineage chooses him. Her body carries the memory of every woman who came before her, the ones who survived because they trusted their instincts, and the ones who didn't survive because they ignored them. This is why she'll say, "I don't know why I'm attracted to him," or "He's not my type," or "I shouldn't want him," and still feel that pull anyway. Her conscious mind, the civilized part, tries to create reasons, stories, morals. But her subconscious brain, the ancient one, doesn't care about any of that. It reacts to posture, tone, intention, tension, stillness. All the cues that reveal whether a man is strong enough to stand next to her or too weak to be felt at all. And here's the kicker. The same instinct that draws her in will blind her to her own attraction. She'll rationalize it, hide it, fight it. Because instincts don't speak in language, they speak in sensation. She feels you before she understands you. She reacts before she trusts herself. She desires before she admits anything is happening. And that's why the truth is so harsh. Her body knows what she wants before she ever does, and it knows it with a certainty she can't override. Men misunderstand attraction because they've been trained to operate in the exact opposite direction of how female desire actually works. They chase the wrong things with the right intentions. They try to build attraction through effort, conversation, compliments, or by showcasing all the good qualities they were told women want. But attraction doesn't build, it activates. And because men don't know this, they keep trying to construct desire like a project, layering logic on top of instinct, hoping she'll eventually see their worth. Meanwhile, her primitive brain already decided within seconds. This is why a man can spend weeks proving himself, while another man she barely knows ignites her in 5 minutes. Men think attraction grows through doing. Women feel attraction through sensing. But men don't know that. So they talk more, try harder, explain themselves, overgive, overtext, overthink, believing this will sway her mind. But her mind isn't the part of her that chooses. Not first, not ever. Her body chooses. Her instinct chooses. Her nervous system chooses. And men lose because they're playing the wrong game on the wrong battlefield. Men think attraction is about being impressive. Women respond to the man who is comfortable not trying to impress. Men think attraction comes from being agreeable. Women respond to the man whose boundaries create tension. Men think attraction comes from showing interest. Women respond to the man who can feel desire without collapsing into neediness. Men think attraction comes from filling silence. Women respond to the man whose silence has weight. It's not that women don't appreciate kindness, affection, generosity. They do. But those things only matter after desire is triggered. They don't create desire. They maintain it. And men who don't understand this keep offering dessert before the fire is lit. They give what she would love from the man she's already attracted to, but nothing that makes her attracted in the first place. This is why men feel confused, defeated, and invisible. They're following social rules, while women are following biological programming. He tries to win her mind. She only responds to what touches her instinct. That gap, the space between what men do and what women respond to, is why so many good men lose to men who do less, speak less, try less, but trigger more. Until a man aligns his behavior with how attraction actually works, he will continue misunderstanding every silent signal, every mixed emotion, every cold reaction that was never personal. It was biological. So how does a man stop misunderstanding attraction and start becoming the very trigger her body responds to? It doesn't happen by copying alpha behaviors, pretending to be confident, or faking masculinity. The primitive trigger activates only when a man aligns with something real inside himself, something calm, grounded, self-led. Because her body isn't reacting to your actions, it's reacting to your state. The first shift is your pace. Most men rush through words, through movement, through intention, because they're scared the moment will disappear if they don't act fast. But rushing signals insecurity. It tells her primitive brain you're unstable, reactive, uncentered. Slow men win not because they're seductive, but because their slowness proves they're not ruled by fear. When you speak slower, move slower, look slower, her body senses your internal certainty and leans toward it. The second shift is your attention. Most men project attention outward, trying to read her, impress her, anticipate her reactions. But a man who is anchored inward, whose attention rests in his own body, signals dominance and emotional maturity. When your awareness sits in your chest, your breath, your posture, you create an energetic pull she can feel before she understands it. The third shift is your emotional independence. The moment you seek her approval, her interest, her reassurance, you collapse the tension. You flip from being the stimulus to being the one seeking stimulation. But when you don't need her reaction, when you stay steady regardless of how she responds, her body reads you as a man with high relational value, the kind of man she must earn rather than manage. The fourth shift is your unpredictability, the controlled kind. A man who is steady but not overly available, warm but not soft, present but not attached. A man who can shift from calm to intense, from playful to serious, from stillness to action with intention rather than emotion. This unpredictability lights up the same circuits in her brain that thrill, novelty, and danger activate. It makes her alert, awake, alive. Becoming the trigger isn't about changing who you are. It's about removing everything that buries your natural masculine gravity. When you stand in that gravity, without apology or performance, her instincts feel you before she even realizes she's reacting. That's when you stop chasing desire and start awakening it. And once you understand how to become the trigger, everything about your interactions with women begins to shift. Suddenly, you're not chasing attention, you're creating tension. You're not begging for responses. You're shaping the space she reacts to. You're not performing. You're embodying. And that changes the entire dynamic. Because now, you're no longer the Pio trying to earn attraction. You're the man her biology notices automatically. You walk into a room differently. You speak differently. You breathe differently. And women feel it before they understand it. Their eyes follow you for reasons they can't explain. Their voices soften around you. Their energy becomes sharper, more alert, more responsive. They lean in without realizing it. They become quieter when you speak. They adjust themselves subconsciously in your presence, not because you're doing anything to them, but because you've become the kind of man whose existence speaks directly to their instincts. That's the power most men never access. Not dominance, not control, but gravity. The ability to move a woman without touching her, to affect her without doting, to awaken something in her she didn't know was sleeping. But here's where the story takes a darker turn, because once desire is triggered, something else begins to rise inside her. Something deeper, more volatile, more dangerous. The very thing she has spent her entire life trying to suppress. The part of her that feels too much, wants too much, surrenders too easily. The part she hides beneath logic, rules, and restraint. When her desire meets suppression, it doesn't disappear. It intensifies. It becomes a storm beneath her skin, a conflict between what she feels and what she believes she should feel. And that conflict creates the strongest attraction of all. Not pure desire, but forbidden desire. The kind she can't admit, the kind she fights, the kind she hides, even from herself. In episode 3, we're going into that hidden territory, the place where desire and denial collide. The psychological battlefield inside every woman, where instinct pushes forward and identity pulls back. This is where obsession is born. This is where her mind becomes your greatest ally and your greatest enemy. You've learned what triggers desire. Now, you'll learn what magnifies it. Welcome to the suppression effect. Are you ready for the part she'll never confess out loud? You're here because you're done living blind to how attraction truly works. So subscribe now and stay on this path. Each episode cuts deeper, revealing truths most men go their whole lives never discovering. And I want to hear your experience. Drop a comment below and share the moment you realized attraction wasn't logical. The moment her body reacted before her mind did. Your story will help another man see what he's been missing. Share this video with someone who needs to understand the primitive trigger shaping his relationships. Don't keep this knowledge to yourself. Men deserve to wake up.